Oh, yes! Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the Trundley Close Railway Centre YouTube channel, the official Trundley Close Railway Centre YouTube subscribers. Today, here, we have a very special review. This here is the beast. Yes, I did just start that at the beginning of a review. That definitely boasts well. And indeed it does. This is going to be a Heljan O-Gauge Class 33 Crompton, one of the newest releases from Heljan. Heljan. Yes, as Heljan, it's not Heljan or Heljan, like as Hornby would put it, it's Heljan. So, let's get to unboxing this then. So first of all, we need to remove the outer casing of, obviously, the box and stuff. So this fragile plastic stuff is going to be removed first. Okay, so having removed the bag over the top of the box, we now move on to the cardboard box seen here. So first of all, what do we have here? We have some stuff stuck on there. So obviously this was ordered from Rouser Sheffield, and there we have the compliments card, and I believe that should be, yep, that is the receipt for the model. So we have those there. Just keep those just in case something, you know, might be damaged, or, you know, something has gone wrong during transport. So now we must open up our cardboard box. So we start off by obviously, oh Christ, that's a bit weird, wasn't it? We start off by cutting the seal open, getting rid of the tape. Obviously it's advised to do this carefully, and then we shall open the box. Okay, so we've opened up our box, and inside the box we have this sort of protective cardboard over the Heljan box. Oh yes, look at that. And then yeah, so and we have this protective like plastic bag over the top as well. See, I like this, and as we can see, the quality and packaging that Rouser Sheffield have done is to good standards. This is why, you know, I order from them, because I know that most of the products that I get are not going to turn up completely smashed to bits. Right, so let's lift the Heljan box out of the box and get a look at it. Look at this, it's massive. Jesus. Right, okay, look at the size of my hand compared to it. Oh my word. Right, okay, so we got it out of the thing, so we should now slide. Oh, we can slide it out of this paper. Oh, it weighs a ton. Okay, so let's put you down and we'll take it out of the packaging. It does weigh an absolute ton, like. Now it is time to embrace by lifting up the top lid of the box. Come on, come on. Lift, lift, lift. This is hard to do it with one hand on an O-Gauge like I'll do. Okay, so there we are. Lifted that off. Oh, yes! Look at that! Wow! Damn! Whoa! That is big, and that looks nice. Yes! Right, okay. Let's get a look at ya. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what these, I'm not sure what these are for, these like little plastic bubble thingies. But, oh my god, yes. Oh, what's that? More of these little, these plastic bubbles for. I don't know what that's all about, but, oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, okay. Right, is that etched? Oh no, it's not an etched plate. Okay, so we would need to obviously fit that Okay, so now I've got to find a way of getting out of the box. So, bear with me. Right, so should we just like lift this up like this and then slide it out like this? Okay. Ah, that's quite a simple way of doing it, I suppose. Always all these like plastic bits, that's annoying. Oh, yes. Okay. It's like, oh, it's like these, what is these little balls? Like, what's the point in them? Right, let me just get this sorted out. Okay. Oh, okay, that's not so good. His grill looks slightly hanging off there. Not sure if we can sort that out. We'll sort that out somehow. Okay, so basically we're upstairs now and we've got this rather smashing bit of kit up close and personal to the cameras. Okay, so we're going to start off where we started off on the O-Gauge 25 review. I'm going to start from the front end. So we're going to move down to over here and we're going to zoom our look. You're going to zoom in and have a look at what we can see. Okay, so we've got all the appropriate piping, all the vacuum hoses, the multiple working jumper, the nice silver buffers. We have the screw link coupling all present, the vacuum hoses, and we do have buffer beam steps, although they are, they could be a little bit more outwards, but that's just, you know, my opinion on it. Okay, so we're going to move up and we have the lovely high intensity light there with the rivets just beside it down below. We've got the 008 crisply applied on the front end there. Separately fitted lamp irons, and obviously we have the marker lights as well. So this is a working lights model, so it has working lights either end. We also have the appropriate warning stickers, the overhead live wires, and obviously the blue star multiple working signs either side of the front end of the cab. Moving up, we have separately fitted wipers, as seen here, along with separately fitted handrails. I'm going to have a comment about them in a minute. And we also have this head code box here which says EH written in it, which is a really nice head code, stands for Eastleigh. It's really nice. Moving up, we have the horn grille along with the separately fitted NRM square on the top of the cab, and I really like that because on the 00 models that is not usually fitted, and I'm just glad that they have fitted it on this O-Gauge model just to save the hassle of putting it on ourselves. As you can see, the livery application is done with perfection. We have the orange cantrail around the cabs, obviously indicating that this is a mainline certified locomotive. Heading over to the cab sides now, and this is where I'm going to comment about these handrails. Okay, so let's talk handrails. So basically every single one of these models, not every single one, but the one I had anyway, you remember the Class 25? All of the handrails and the front end handrails were all metal. These are not. These handrails are made of cheap plastic. And basically, yeah, as you see, this is slightly bent, this handrail on the front here, but can you see just how brittle and shite that plastic is on that? I just think that this is such a downgrade, and it is such a shame, because this, you know, it's a lovely piece of kit, it looks lovely, but Heljan have decided to, for some reason, retool their Class 33 with cheap plastic shite handrails that can snap off really easily, and that has already happened, funnily enough. And this is where we're going to come to the story of when I got this out of the box, right? After taking off the stand, I noticed that the number 2 end, one of the cabs, has a snapped off handrail at the bottom, and this was just like it coming out of the box. And it just goes to show just how crap the build of the handrails are on this model, and it's such a shame, considering the price that you pay for this model, that they have put these cheap plastic crap on there. Originally, the original batch of Heljan O-gauge 33s all were fitted with metal handrails, along with the double O-gauge models. Even the latest release of double O-gauge model had the metal handrails, as we saw on the D6508 model on the previous review that we did. And unfortunately, this has been fitted with cheap plastic, and it's absolutely mental. It's such a shame, because it's so easily breakable. Even if the slightest twig or whatever, if you're running this on a garden railway or anything like that, even the slightest catch on those handrails, and that'll be it. That'll be the end of them. And it is such a shame. And it has annoyed me a little bit, to be honest, and annoyed my dad as well, by just the build quality of these handrails. It is a horrendous shame compared to, obviously, say the 25 that had the metal ones that we saw before. And this was an earlier release than this. This is one of the latest models, and it's fitted with this, and it is horrendous, really. Anyway, enough with the rants about the handrails. We've gone through that now. Let's look inside the cab. As you can see, we do have cab interior detail. It is all there and present. It'll probably be easier to see on the other side, because obviously it has the open cab window on the other side. But we have 3D separately fitted regulator, brakes, handbrake and stuff like that on there. A nice font there on the D6508 numbering. It's all nicely applied there, nicely crisp, and you can read it easily. Heading down to the bogies, this is where we're going to get to the interesting parts. We have the nice bearing caps there, painted yellow. We also have white wheel tyres, which are really nice, and that's what I love about this, that it has the white wheel tyres pre-painted. We have all the appropriate piping underneath there. Look at that. Isn't that just spectacular? So we have all the cabling and piping all present. The springs look so realistic. It is unbelievable. These springs look like they could actually be springs. They are red, and they're obviously the seals inside have been painted black, and they just look like springs. They look like real springs, and that is absolutely fantastic, and I like that. They are correct. Heading over, we have obviously the white wheel tyres again and bearing caps. We're going to move over to the fuel tank now. The fuel tank dial, there isn't, obviously it's just painted white, so there's no like, dials or anything like that painted on there. We have all the pipe work underneath there, you can see the nicely painted white piping along the top of the fuel tank there, which is all nicely done and present. We have whatever this thing is, actually, I think it's part of the battery box. I mean, I don't know, actually, I've never known, even the 00 ones have this orange thing under here. If anyone knows what that actually is, can you please just comment that in the comments, because I want to know actually what that is, and why it's sort of shaped like that. So if you'd like to comment that, I'll be interested to find out what that is on that battery box there. Heading over, we've got practically the same, obviously, on this bogie. We have, obviously, all the appropriate springs and pipe work, etc. And also we do have sanding pipes underneath where the wheels are. So, I mean, I'm sure that these, but I'm going to say this now, these are not plastic. Fantastic. So these are actually metal. So these will not break easily. So that's great. So hopefully that those will stay on there and not fall off or snap off or anything like that. So that is a good factor. I'm happy about that. We have the cab steps fitted there, heading up to the cab, which is really nice. We have sort of riveting underneath the frames there from where the seal is of the body there. So we have all the appropriate riveting under there, which looks really nice. Obviously heading up to the cab we have sort of the same thing on this side as well. I think we can look in the cab interior from there. Let's take a look. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shine this light into the cab. There we are, look. Can you see all that? There is all the cab interior detail there, all nice and 3D. Look, we've got all of the handbrake, the throttle controls, the brakes, they're all in there. The back wall, let's try that again. So it's just to apologise for this. Okay, so let's have a look at the back wall. It's quite hard with this actually, because okay, so we don't really have much in the means of back wall detail, but it's there, moulded in. That's good. Obviously, yeah, we can see the separately fitted wipers better in like this as well. So this end we have 89 head code, which is really nice. We like the 89 head code, and obviously it is the same this end as the front end detailing wise. Have all the pipe work, high intensity light, separately fitted handrails, separately fitted lamp irons, all of that. The 89 head code again, yes, obviously, and all of that jazzy stuff. So we're going to move over to the other side bogies now and have a look at the speedo. There we go. We have our speedometer fitted on the other side bogie, as well as all the same sort of piping work on there. And yeah, it's looking really smart down along there. I'm really liking that. And obviously here we go. Okay, so we're going to show you the handrail here. So this is the handrail that, there we go, look, can you see that? Yeah, there we go. So that is the handrail there. That's snapped off, sadly, as we can see at the bottom there, which is a pain in the backside, but what can you do, because it's just made of that cheap plastic. So, you know, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. It just has to be sort of a dab of glue on there to fix it up, but obviously it's just brittle. But, you know, that is the horrendous shame that I had of this. Anyway, we're going to move up to the nameplate now. So the nameplate looks like it could be etched, but it's not. It's actually just, you know, a printed nameplate. So we're going to get an etched plate for that to be fitted on there, just so we can make it look more realistic, as it were. We have the etched grills. Mind you, these grills don't look as good as the 00 gauge model that we reviewed in the previous video. You can't really see the interior as much as you could with the 00 gauge one, but it's nice, it's etched, and if you look closely you can see the interior, and that's really good. I'm going to move over to the roof now. So this is the roof detail. Okay, so we've got a nice etched fan grille there. The fan does spin, as you know it does on all of these Heljan gauge models. So the fan will spin. We've got the NRM with the horns there, in there, all nicely put in there. We've got a painted fiberglass panel this time, which is fantastic. I'm really glad they've done this, because on the D6508 model, as I pointed out, it didn't have a nice painted fiberglass panelling roof. So that is great that they have captured this and done this for us, and that's good, so we don't have to do it ourselves this time. So again, this side is pretty much the same. We've got the horns in there, all nicely applied in there, and obviously the NRM square. I believe this is the end. Yeah, I think this is the end. As you can see, there's a slight dent in there from where the moulding is gone funny. So I don't know what that's all about, but it's there. Yeah, we even have riveting around the NRM there. Look, can you see that? That's really nice. I like that. I'm loving the riveting around the NRM. We have riveting all the way down here, around, you know, the top ends, the clips and stuff. These grills are nice. It's got riveting around the edges, although I must admit the grills aren't actually that crisp. Like, looking at them, you can't really see the mesh that well. It's not very well cut out and picked out on this, but it's still nice. They're all present and they look nice and they look smart. And yeah, so it is a nice piece of kit and it's absolutely beautiful. As I said, you know, you saw my reaction as I got it out of the box. I mean, it's just stunning. I'm so glad I've finally got myself an O-Gauge Class 33. I've been wanting one of these for 5-6 years. Well, when I was younger I've wanted one. But yeah, so that is my O-Gauge 33 D6508 Eastleigh. Comment what you think about it, and if you own one, I'd like to know your opinions on it. But yeah, so basically, what do I think? What rating am I going to give it? I can't rate it as much as I say, to be honest, even though it's not my favourite locomotive, I think that the build quality on the Class 25 was better than this O-Gauge 33. Even though this is my favourite loco of all time, build quality wise, it's just not nearly as good as what the Class 25 was. However, mind you, the 25 also had its flaws, bits of details falling off, but that's just detail falling off, nothing snapped off like it did with this, just, you know, out of the box. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've certainly enjoyed reviewing this Class 33. I think it looks awesome. I'm very happy with it, and I'm glad I've finally got one. And yeah, I just need to make sure I take extra care with looking after this, because it's obviously a lot more fragile than, say, the O-Gauge 25 and my other O-Gauge models. So next time on reviews, I'm going to be reviewing the O-Gauge Dapple Class 08, because that is a long-awaited review which I still haven't done yet. So we're going to do a review on the Dapple 08 and talk about that. And yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this review on the O-Gauge Heljan Class 33. And yeah, comment, like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Goodbye for now.